Louisiana beer reviews. Mike's Harder Piña Colada premium malt beverages. This is not just a regular malt beverage, people. This is a premium malt beverage. Introduced in 2024. They had this on sale at Albertsons. It was $1.99 for this pint can, which I do not consider a good price. But they had another one, another flavor, the third of these new neon sign flavors. But it was $2.99, and I told the lady, I said, no, it's too hot. I'll wait for it to go on sale. So there's 3 new flavors. I call them the neon sign. Got a brick wall in the back. Trying to mimic cocktails. It was the screwdriver. That's the one that was not a good deal for. Screwdriver. They got this one sold in pint cans. Those 2 in this size can. And then there's a third one in the big 23.5 ounce can. I did that one already, called the Hurricane Punch. Kind of mimicking the hurricane in New Orleans. Whether they did a good job or not, I don't know. I've never had a hurricane, although I know it's red, not orange. But ABCs. March 4th, 2024. Okay. 12:32 p.m. I'll try to cut the grass today, but it's been raining all morning. It ain't looking good. Okay, but if it clears up, this yard drains well, so if the sun comes out for 1 hour, I'll be able to mow the lawn. Natural flavors, natural color. And this is what a premium malt beverage looks like when you have the natural color. Sloshing it around already. I'm trying not to waste it. They always are silver gray. When they're processed down, they'll have a silver gray appearance. Can't see through them. The light can shine through sometimes. It'll be translucent, but not transparent, and sort of like a party bulb. Look at that. If you get this, the Smirnoff Black Ice, same as this, because they don't add food color into that one either. Let's see. Waddell, Arizona. That's American Vintage Beverage Company. Mike's says here, Mike's Hard Lemonade Company, but it's all the same people. Yeah, just natural flavors, no coloring. All right. Piña Colada is usually not colored anyway. Anyhow. Now these are not going to have any kind of, still sprinkling out here. They're not going to have any kind of foam. It might be there for 3 or 4 seconds. No kind of lacing, all right? Like I said in the previous videos in the past for this company, you might live in a state where they're liquor-based. Okay, so you might say, well, wait a minute, where I live, Mike's Harder says vodka with natural flavors. And I believe in Canada they sell them that way. But some states have funny laws where you can only sell that in a liquor store. You couldn't sell it at the convenience store or the grocery store. So to get around that, now in Louisiana it wouldn't be a problem, but they sell the malt beverage here. All right, malt beverages must contain barley malt. They must contain hops. There's no option there. Whether you want to add a corn or rice adjunct to fill it out, to have things to ferment, sugar to ferment into alcohol, you might use cornstarch. Yeah, you could do that. Okay. Well, whether they're doing that here, I don't know. And it's crafted to remove gluten. They're not claiming it's gluten-free, but it's crafted to remove gluten. So if you're sensitive to gluten, it's probably going to be all right for you. Oh, I've got to hurry before this rain gets heavier. All right. Not much on the aroma here. Maybe a little pale malt taste. Yeah, pineapple, coconut, cane sugar, pale malt base, like a very, very light bread. Maybe a little tap water coming through that you'll get with these things. You will get that. usually. Kind of a dry finish though, which helps it out. It doesn't finish all sweet and gross. But the sweetness scale obviously is 5 out of 5 sugar cubes. But cocktails apparently are like that, like loaded with sugar, and that's why people like them. It's sort of like Kool-Aid for adults, or soda pop for adults. Or in the case of a Piña Colada or a daiquiri, they're like slushies for grown-up. I don't want to say slushies for alcoholics. I'm not impugning people for drinking and claiming everybody's an alcoholic, you know. Although we have our fair share of problem drinkers in this world. Bitterness is non-existent. So if you don't like bitterness, but you like a lot of sweetness, this could be one for you, because there's no bitterness whatsoever. They say on their own website that they filter the beer so many times in their special process that the hops are gone. They have to add hops because that's the law. But they don't have to, but they're also allowed to process it to where they play no real role except illegal role. If you buy the seltzer beers, look carefully at the label. It'll say it's made with cane sugar. It's a beer because cane sugar, sugar cane, can be used as a substitute for barley malt. And I was reading I said this in a previous video, the U.S. government website about what can substitute barley malt for beer, and it's like carrots, beets, cane sugar, goes on and on. So those would be a beer, and it doesn't say anything about they have to have hops, but they're not a malt beverage. A malt beverage is a certain type of beer, a beer made with malt, the traditional type. So when you buy a seltzer, they never say premium malt beverage because they're not a malt beverage, but they are a beer. See what I mean? Okay. A non-standard beer. I like the savoriness here of the Piña Colada. Well, what I think is supposed to, like I say, I never had Piña Colada. I had the Chi-Chi's Piña Colada, wine-based and the liquor-based. I think it's rum-based. And I have had different beer, malt beverage Piña Colada concoctions. But to say I've ever had an actual Piña Colada, no, I have not. But I guess they're supposed to taste like this. You can let me know, but aren't they supposed to have pineapple and coconut things? And I think Bacardi, the company Bacardi Limited, they claim our family pioneered Piña Coladas back in the 1940s. Yeah, that's what they say on their website. We developed the Piña Colada. Just like Jose Cuervo says, we developed the margarita. And we can prove it, and they go into great detail why they say they pioneered the margarita. Strange that they didn't strange they didn't trademark that though, because it was a public domain. You know, anybody can sell Piña Colada or margarita. Oh well, doesn't make any difference to me. The body is medium here. I can usually tolerate 1, maybe 2 of these a week. I'm telling you the truth. These are just, too sugary. I don't see how people can drink these regularly, whether it's the 5% mics or the 8 harder. It's just the sugar thing. I don't know how you could drink this as a regular beer. I got to drink dry beers as my regular beer. Things like Milwaukee's Best Light. I can get that 30-pack for $19.99 still. Yeah, so they used to sell this MXD from these same people here, Mark Anthony Group, American Vintage Beverage Company, MXD. And those were like the original from them, the cocktail types. and they had like a margarita and a whatever cocktails, like orange based or tangerine based, whatever. I don't know. I didn't memorize it. But they had like an animal character wearing a Hawaiian shirt and different themes. And I saw those around Louisiana, but I didn't see them for long. And I haven't seen them for years, but they were really strong knockout beers. I call it knockout malt beverage beers, concoction products, 12%. So if you drink 1 pint can, it was like really intense. And then combined with all that sugar and stuff, I used to feel, I tried all 3 flavors, but I know there's a yellow, a green, and an orange, right? Yellow, green, and red theme. But, woo! I felt like I took medicine, and I would wake up from a nap, and I'd be like, oh, I feel bad. Stuff is like medicine. Okay, but anyway, maybe they decided to cut back on those and maybe phase them out. They still have it on their main parent website, though, parent company website. But if you hit the link, it doesn't work. Like you say, explore this product, and then you hit the link to the brand website, and it doesn't come up. So I'm thinking it's gone, but yeah, they still have a bunch of 10%ers out there. Pirate Water, same thing, premium malt beverage coming in at 10. They tried to do that with Alloy series from Miller Molson Coors, Steel Reserve Alloy series. They had the Tiki series that was coming in at 10, 2 different flavors. But they dialed it back and rolled one of the Tikis, I think the strawberry something, into the strawberry punch bowl, whatever you call those things people have, into the regular lineup, 8%. So they brought it down to 8. Yeah. And then we have the Four Locos, which to me are aberrant because they used to, in the days before I ever tried them, they were caffeine jacked up and there were problems with that. Then they were 14%. Now they dropped them to 13.9 so they can fly in under the radar in Georgia, for instance. Sell them there at 13.9. But the problem with those, they're using sucralose, a sugar substitute, and I can't deal with that. That's makes me grit my teeth. And then they use a lot of artificial flavorings in those horrors. If I get back to Mississippi and I see the 10% Four Locos and I find any with real sugar, I'll try them out. Juice, Joose. They come in at 14. They're from a Minnesota-based company. Those are pretty good, and they're real sugar. And I tried some in Mississippi, one of them at least in Mississippi. I think it was the grape or black cherry, and that was 10. So if I find any juice in Mississippi at 10, I'll load up on those and check them out. So we don't get them in Louisiana. I've done locator tool, and nowhere in Louisiana does it show up. All right, so the rain is still coming down. It's not looking good for cutting grass, but maybe in about 5 hours it'll work out. So laissez-les, bon temps relais. I'm going to score this a solid 8 for what it is. We score things on this channel. I score things for what they are. And I say we because my friend David does the same thing. You can't say how does it score a beer overall, because beer overall is different things, right? So for beer overall, it's very well made. It's very well made for its style, and it can only exist within its style. So within its style, flavor malt beverage, it's a solid 8. I'm going to go with 94 out of... You know what? I'm going to go with 95 out of 100. 9.5 out of 10. It's the most excellent product. And I'm going to end this rainy day review by saying y'all go to Waddell, Arizona, and take an American Vintage Beverage Company brewery tour.